I know what it's like to feel alone, left out, to not have any kids to talk to or sit with, to feel like you don't belong anywhere. No one sees you, no one cares, you're just invisible. And you feel worthless, every day, every minute. Being left out hurts, and it can make you really sick, and make you want to disappear, get drunk, get high, cut yourself, anything just so you don't have to feel the pain. Kids are struggling, and since we're the adults and leaders of tomorrow, this needs to change today.
People who go through experiences of repeated social stress going through school related to being left out and put down can literally be sensitized for the rest of their life to stress altogether in ways that make them increasingly reactive and vulnerable to difficult situations. And the impact of this isn't simply in terms of mental health, but in physical health as well.
Studies have shown that socially isolated kids, when they become adults, are at higher risk to have high blood pressure, to have a higher body mass index or BMI, and to have high levels of cholesterol.
The most social time in the life cycle of human beings is adolescence. We're the neediest at that time, and we're the most vulnerable at that time.
Part of why kids are so vulnerable is their need to individuate and separate from the safe grown-ups in their life, their parents, other adults, while at the same time hoping for more connection and support from their peers. Kids have a lot to navigate these days, especially regarding social media. There is a lot of pressure to participate, and yet while participating there's a lot of rejection and bullying and social isolation. And what we're seeing in schools are higher levels of depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, and self-injurious behavior, which as mental health practitioners is extremely concerning to us.
If we want children to be successful in school, they have to be both safe physically as well as emotionally. One of the most important things that can happen in a school community is for the young people to see each other acting in ways that are inclusive and bringing the community together on behalf of the whole.
For a school to have a successful culture, for all members of it, all of the stakeholders, you have to be inclusive. And so what we have to consider is when we're developing programs and developing partnerships, that students are centered, they're integral in that part, that they are the key stakeholders in them, that they take ownership, and that they are able to practice doing the work, learning how to be inclusive members in society. When they practice it and it just becomes secondhand for them in schools, it spills out into the community. It spills out to when they go to high school.
It's really about changing the culture of middle school, with kids being the ones to lead that movement.
Beyond Differences is an organization that takes our middle school and high school students, gives them the skills they need to be the heart and soul and the ears of a school community so that they can ensure that the school is not just being inclusive, but actually meaningfully engaging all of the young people. This will indeed change the world.
The Teen Board is a group of high schoolers from around the Bay Area, and they're really the backbone of Beyond Differences, bringing Beyond Differences to schools and educating people about what it means to be socially included.
We reach out to kids in different ways through our assembly program and our online campaign, Be the One, where you try and reach out and do random acts of kindness every day.
We go into middle schools and we speak to the kids about social isolation, and we target those kids in middle school because that's really the origins of where cliques are started, and we want social inclusion to be the norm rather than social exclusion. We tell our personal stories so we can make the kids feel comfortable with us and that they're not alone.
And through those personal stories, we find that kids can identify better with what it means to be socially isolated than they would if an adult would just come in and talk to them.
We want them to really think about their place in their community or in a friendship and how their actions can really impact people.
I'm part of the middle school program, which is the Leadership Academy training program, and we host activities for the students to bring awareness to social isolation and end social isolation. So we have a Beyond Differences Club, and we also do a No One Eats Alone.
No One Eats Alone is a program that we started at middle schools. It's a week where every day at lunch we try to mix it up with people like who you sit with, and there's different activities so you can get to know new people.
Schools are the leadership academies of not only of our community but of our future. And so the degree to which Beyond Differences is there working with the students, both in terms of their leadership and in terms of their empathy and outreach, it is just a fabulous program.
We all need to feel like we belong, and we all need to feel like we matter. And it's the only way that we can live fulfilling lives together. It's the way that we can give back to our community and to each other. It's the way we can connect. And that's the world that I want. That's the world that Beyond Differences is committed to creating.